when the world is the target.
72 hours ago, a secret weapon system was detonated over Severnaya.
And the threat is real.
GoldenEye exists. A radiation surge that destroys everything with an electronic circuit.
You can still depend on one man.
I want you to find GoldenEye.
3,
Find who took it.
2,
And stop it.
1.
Name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time, 007 is facing the ultimate enemy. The man who knows him best.
Hello, James. What an unpleasant surprise.
006.
What's the matter? No pithy comeback?
He was your friend, and now he's your enemy, and you will kill him.
Is the satellite in range? Target is London.
Now, the entire world is about to be caught in the crossfire.
See you in hell, James. You first. Kill him.
The pleasure will be all mine.
Did you check her out? Head to toe.
3 clicks, arms the fuse. Don't say it.
The writing's on the wall?
Grow up, 007.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur, a relic of the Cold War.
You know, James, I was always better.
Both of you, stop it! You like boys with toys. The trick is to quit while you're still here.
I wouldn't think of it.
Charming, sophisticated secret agent. Shaken but not disturbed.
Get us out of here!
Bond. Only Bond. The man just won't take a hint.
You don't need the gun.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
On November 17th, United Artists brings you,
Trust me.
James Bond.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die? That's one trick I've never learned.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Honestly, we could probably just end the stream right now and just go watch GoldenEye. Like, I love it so much. It is fan-freaking-tastic. I miss good trailers that just pull you in and make you want to go. And what a heck of a reintroduction of James Bond. That scene, man, when trailers used to be something amazing and made you want to go see the show, and then the show delivered. Yes, I love it so much, so freaking much. Oh, it's amazing. We will never get the 80s and 90s back, and that just breaks my heart and soul, but we'll always have what they gave us. So, yes, James Bond is much better than Remington Steele, though I didn't mind Remington Steele, but Pierce Brosnan, what? Yeah, we're good. What's going on, Legionist? How you doing? Chris Persia! Oh my goodness, how's it going, my good man, Chris Persia? I hope you are having an excellent day. Thank you so much for stopping by. 10-ton battle. How's it going? What's up? Hey. Sultan Al Fahim, what's going on? Thank you for coming. It's so great to see you. What's up? Theodore Pinnock, you finally caught the start of one of these. Yes, you did. Welcome. I'm so glad you could be here. Thank you for dropping by. I love it. Tugswing Puck, hello, and thank you so much. MI13 agents awaiting Jean Grey. Misogyny. Yes, but see, back in the day when GoldenEye came out, right? Like, this was not, she's literally insulting him. Like, she's not saying that all men are misogynistic. She's like, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so because this is the new M, and so now she's a woman, and she's like, I think you're a misogynistic dinosaur. Like, she's trying to insult him, but he takes it as a compliment because he is a misogynist, and we love him for it. Abso-freaking-lutely. Also, he had, in my humble opinion, I think the best femme fatale is in GoldenEye. But we'll get to her in a minute. We gotta keep focusing on you guys. Bro Grimm, what's going on? I love me some Brothers Grimm. They're very grim. How would you feel to have an entire word created after you that means hopeless and despondent? Whew. I'm going to need trailers to go back to teasers and not ruining the entire plot by showing me all of the scenes from the end. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Bastard, how's it going? Been a minute. Miss ya. Love to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. Charlie Stevenson, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad that you are here. I really, really appreciate everybody stopping by. I think I got everybody that I can see. I don't think I've missed anyone. But if I did, Jacob Ironside, there you are. What is going on, my good sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to see you. So pumped for tonight's show. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. I am a huge James Bond fan. And quite frankly, Pierce Brosnan is my favorite. Like, we can get into the objectivity of the fact that James Bond wouldn't be what it is. Well, I mean, prior to current James Bond. But James Bond wouldn't have had the legs to stand on cinematically that it had if it wasn't for, you know, a certain... He's a Scotsman, isn't he? He's not actually English, right? Trying to think. God dang it. Now I have to look. Sean Connery. He's Irish. He's Scottish. Well, we're going to go to Wikipedia for sources. Because I'm having issues. I can't remember what he was. All right. I like how he... All right. Here we go. He is a Scottish actor. Okay, yes. Ba-bam. Oh, look, there he is, James Bond. The Rock, another excellent one. And, of course, number 3, Indiana Jones. The Last Crusade. It should have been the last. It should have ended. But, yes. Taken from us too soon. Taken at 90. But apparently doing what he loves, which was sitting on his island full of women and alcohol. So, there's that. That's what it is. Okay, yes. Connery is Scottish, Brosnan is Irish, and they both play a fantastic English gentleman. There you go. I get more reliable research information off the men's room wall than Wikipedia. True, but I couldn't remember, and I didn't want to be like, Sean Connery is Irish, and then, like, have people come after me because I misspoke or lied or spread misinformation. We don't do that here. We don't spread misinformation here. We just talk about what we love, and that is James Bond. That is Pierce Brosnan. Like I was saying, one could argue that without Sean Connery, James Bond wouldn't have had the legs to stand on that it did cinematically. And nobody is taking anything away from Sean Connery. Like, objectively, he would have to be, like, the number 1 James Bond because he's iconic. He set the tone. He is James Bond. But I gotta tell you, Pierce Brosnan is just like a hair's breadth behind him. And I mean, just barely. And Pierce Brosnan is by far my favorite James Bond. He's suave, he's slick, he's cunning. I dislike this. I don't even know what to call the current James Bond. Other than, I don't know. He feels very angry. He's a very angry James Bond. And he punches a lot of people. Like, he doesn't try to outsmart them. He doesn't try to outthink them. He doesn't, like, put pieces together. He just, like, figured, like, it's like he knows everything and then he just starts beating the crap out of everyone. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm all for a gunfight or a good action scene, but like, where's the debonair English gentleman? Where's the suave? Where is all of that? You know what I mean? Like, there's something very iconic about James Bond outside of his martini and his suits and his gadgets and the women. It's how he handles himself in situations, right? And is he cocky? Sure, of course he is. I mean, he literally lives like there is no tomorrow. And yeah, but I can honestly only think of a few scenes where he's actually in like immediately in a one-on-one confrontation, right? And even then, so the perfect example is the pool scene in this movie. And you know, he's in the hotel, he's doing laps in this pool, and Onatop walks in. But she doesn't, like, she could have killed him right there, right? But she didn't. It's not her style. She's a more up close and personal type of femme fatale. She likes to watch the life drain from your eyes, literally, as she crushes your ribcage. Which I always thought was, quite frankly, just an iconic, fantastic, like, very praying mantis Black Widow, and I love it. It's so fantastic. And so, of course, James gets out of the pool. He walks up into, like, the steam room, sauna area that she's hiding in, where his towel or whatever is. And he grabs her arm and pulls her out and starts talking to her. And then she's like, we saw a scene of it in the trailer. It's like, you don't need the gun, Mr. Bond. And he's like, well, that depends on your definition of safe sex. And you're just like, God, it's so quippy. And it's so, like, the one-liners, they landed. The wit was there. He wasn't necessarily being funny. He was being smart. He was being a smart Alec. And it played off so well. And he had a personality, which was great. I love it. Such good stuff. I'm so excited to get more into this. But as I usually do, I'm going to hit up the donations and the super chats first. And you guys were exceptionally generous this evening. Thank you so, so much. I genuinely appreciate it. Raj Williams for $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, Raj. Says, sorry to miss this 007 discussion, Lady G, but I'm a bit under the weather this evening. I will catch up on the replay. Enjoy all. Oh my gosh, Raj, I hope you feel better. Really, truly, I do. There seems to be something going around. I know Gundam, Papa Gundam was under the weather as well. And there's a few people I know, like in my workspace, that have also come down with something. So by all means, you do you take all the time you need. Just relax, rest. The replay will be here. Don't you worry. Unless, of course, MGM, but I guess technically now Amazon strikes me for the trailer, but then I'll just cut out the first few minutes like I usually do. Bastard for $5. Generous of you, Bastard. Thank you so much. Says, I would love to find a refined lady like Xenia Onatop to give me a golden... Oh, sorry. Wrong stream. Oh, Bastard. You're such a bastard. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. So then, Kinnell's Missing Y Chromosome for $5. Thank you so much. Kinnell's Missing Y Chromosome says, Mr. Bond, always the one guy the host body looks up to. Make men masculine again. Except, host body, because I'm missing from his body. Oh. Thank you so much, Kinnell's Missing Y Chromosome. We can tell him that we found you and put you back if you want. That is entirely possible. I mean, it could be painful, but we can make it work. We can make it work. Just saying. Cal G for $3. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Cal G. Says, what's good, Lady G? Ya boy, no, not Zach, is going to have to catch the replay due to more volunteer work. Oh, that's amazing. That's so incredible. Thank you so much, Kalji. Due to more volunteer work, I apologize for not making it to the stream. Never apologize, ever. You're totally fine. These are not mandatory. Like I told Raj, the replays will be here, and you're doing something fantastic, so don't even worry about it. Godspeed to you and the chat. Mwah! Thank you so much, Kalji. I hope that the volunteer work goes well. Cross Purposes for $5. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Cross Purposes. Says, good evening, Mrs. G. Aw. I appreciate, yeah. Oh, I'll take it. Says, please sing some GoldenEye. You won't get struck. I think I would 100% get struck if I sang GoldenEye. I am like for positive that is not in the public domain. Oh my goodness gracious. I am like for certain. Do you mean like the theme song of okay, Cross Purposes. Just tell me in the chat. You don't have to do another donation or a super chat or anything like that. What are you asking me to sing? Like, are you asking me to actually sing the Tina Turner GoldenEye song? Because that is 1000% not in the public domain. I mean, I could sing a little bit of it, I suppose. I mean, like, I really want to, but also it's Tina Turner, and I am not Tina Turner. But also Baxter said he doesn't want me to sing anymore. So you're gonna have to take it up with Mr. Bastard. He don't want me to sing no more. So I don't know. Maybe at the end. I'll do it maybe more towards the end. Just remind me, Crossbreed. You don't have to donate again, but just remind me that I'll sing like a bar or two. And only songs you like, Bastard. You don't like any songs. You don't like any songs. I don't know what to tell you. That's the way it is. But Cross Purposes, you donated $5, and I, as you know, I always try to give you. Whoops, wrong button. I always try to give you guys what you ask for if I can. I have this distinct feeling that I would get struck. But I'm trying. Okay, I'll do a little bit right now, and then if we crash and burn, just hang out for a second, and I'll come back. Okay. I'm trying to remember how it. I'm gonna be off key. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to remember the key. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna screw. Okay, I'm gonna try really hard not. See reflections on the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface in every shadow. On the wind, I feel his breath. Okay. I can only do 2 bars. Like, I think, guys, if I do any more than that, and I don't know if you could hear it, that might have been really quiet. I will I'll try and sing it louder at the end. Okay, like I can sing some heavy metal, but I have to like warm up. Bastard, what are you doing? Why are you flagging YouTube for help here? Holy cow. Guys, I told you I am not Tina Turner, and that was probably super quiet because one, I was trying really hard not to be off key, and two, I've not warmed up at all. So hopefully that was acceptable. Okay. I'll try it one more time. See the reflections in the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface in every shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. GoldenEye, I found his weakness. GoldenEye, he'll do what I please. Yeah, that's quite terrible. I'm so sorry. How many of you ran away? I hate that. Okay. I swear I'll practice that and come back next week. Okay? Cross purposes. Because that is like, it's Tina freaking Turner. Like, her voice is just wow. Whew. But God, do I love that song. Did I swear? What did I say? Oh my goodness, cripes? What did I say? Uh-oh. You still don't recognize the theme song? It's freaking Tina Turner, bastard! How do you not recognize the theme song? Why do you assume you're terrible? Okay, I won't say terrible. I will say I'm not Tina Turner. But yes. So Theodore, I love heavy metal. It's just I would need to warm up for like a day. By Lee. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll have to do a stream where I just sing. But there you go. There was GoldenEye for you. Oh, you swear you swear that you'll do better. Hey, I am my own worst enemy. Call some effing cadence. I can do that. We can do that at the end of the stream because everybody's here for GoldenEye. So, let's get into my last donation. Cross purposes, I got you though. Hopefully that was enough to tide you over for now. And then I'll practice some and we'll do a stream where I just sing it for you. Okay. Manowar 665, neighbor of the beast, for $6.65, says, just watched this the other night while the old lady is out of town and enjoying my bachelor streak. Actually, just a whole bowl of chocolate pudding while in my underwear. Hey, you know what? That sounds awesome. And no, I'm not the least bit ashamed. As you should not be. As you should not be, sir. That sounds like a fan-freaking-tastic evening in all things. Like, that just sounds wonderful. I love chocolate pudding. It's a thing. Like, I love it. God, and I love Tina Turner. She's just amazing. But, so that was all of the donations. So thank you all very much. You were all very generous. I am truly humbled, grateful, and thankful for that. And I will check back at the end of the stream in case anybody drops anything else. But I would just like to say, like, look at this man. Look at this. Like, he looks capable. Steak, not streak. I'm sorry. Steak. Bachelor steak. So you had steak and chocolate pudding? That sounds like a heck of a night, sir. Heck of a night. I love it. Oh, it's good stuff. It's been a long time since I watched this movie. I still remember the scene about the exploding pen that supposed hacker kept saying, "I am invincible," until the liquid nitrogen. Yes, this movie is so fantastic because threads don't get dropped. The puns, the the foreshadowing, all of it leads to something. It leads somewhere. And you have all these callbacks throughout the show. And it's just beautiful. Like, it makes you want to cry when you're like, oh, this is what good writing and good acting is. Aw, what's going on, Lish? Howdy. What's up, darling? I miss you. I miss you so much. But I just look at him. This is a man who can get crap done. Look at this. Look at this. Just like that slightly raised eyebrow, that cheeky grin, but also he looks confident and like he knows what he's gonna do. Like, he's like, all right, this is how we got to get out of this. This is what we got to do. This is where we got to go. We're on it. On it. Let's rock. Let's roll. He's just so freaking good. Like, this, whenever someone says James Bond, I love Roger Moore. I do. Don't get me wrong. I think he was great. But two men really come to mind when they say James Bond. And it's, of course, Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan. For me, it's usually Pierce Brosnan first. I think that Timothy Dalton didn't get a fair shake when it came to James Bond. I don't think that he seemed to really embrace the role and take it seriously, but it felt like the stories were not really written for him. And so I think that this was just an incredible introduction. For anyone who doesn't know, they had actually wanted Pierce Brosnan to be James Bond about a decade prior to GoldenEye. But there was this whole Remington Steele issue. Like, it had him tied up. They couldn't get him. It was just a lot of it was a lot of pettiness, really, which, I mean, what else can you expect from Hollywood? But it was just a lot of pettiness, and it prevented him from filling the role of James Bond sooner. So when he finally did get to step into the role, it fit like a glove. This was just a fantastic film all the way around. There was just there's just something about him. He's so charismatic, and he captured your attention. Pierce Brosnan was not my first James Bond that I ever watched, because my mother is also a huge James Bond fan. She owns every single one, including of Her Majesty's Secret Service. So, she has every single one, and so I watched them. My very first James Bond was Dr. No. Like, that was the very first James Bond that I watched. And my favorite, up until I watched GoldenEye, had actually been Octopussy. I loved Octopussy. I don't know what about that show. It just pulled me in. I loved the intrigue. I loved everything about it. And then I'm trying to remember. Oh gosh, what's but yeah, I just remember. So Octopussy was my favorite, and that one's Roger Moore. But Dr. No was the first one I ever watched. However, Pierce Brosnan was the first James Bond that I saw in theaters. By the way, my mom exposed me to James Bond when I was like 7 or 8. Because so what happened was it went Star Wars, Indiana Jones, James Bond. And I am so thankful for that. I was introduced to these things at like 7 or 8, and I've never looked back. It's just, oh man, it's so many good memories, and just the storytelling was so fantastic. I remember thinking that Timothy Dalton. So for any of you that don't know, like, Timothy Dalton also played Rhett Butler in Scarlet. He wasn't the original Rhett. He was the sequel. So you have Gone with the Wind, and then you have Scarlet, which is supposed to be the sequel to Gone with the Wind, because women wanted to know if Scarlet and Rhett were ever going to end up together. We could talk about that someday if you wanted to, because I mean, that's also got Sean Bean in it. So there's that. But I really enjoyed Timothy Dalton, and it felt like he just needed an extra, but like where with Pierce Brosnan, it felt like he fit right. It was like a glove. Timothy Dalton, it took him a little bit of time to kind of find his groove. And I never really cared for George Lazenby. I feel like they were trying to replace Sean Connery with Sean Connery. And in fact, if you watch the trailer for George Lazenby, that it'll say the new but different James Bond, just like before, but with a new face. Like, they were really trying to sell him off. They were trying to sell him as like the next Sean Connery, if it were. And it did not work, unfortunately. And I think that was because the storytelling, like, it drug a lot. And of course, that is the iteration where Bond gets married, and a lot of people didn't like that. And so for anybody nowadays that is just like, oh, everybody's just pissed because Bond, finally had the kid, or finally got married, or finally this, like, no. Back it up, back it way, way up. Now, granted, the wife died, but he still got married, and people hated it back then. This is not a man who is meant to be in matrimony. Like, it's just not freaking possible. And I think that that's really apparent even in this movie. Natalia, they're on the beach and they're talking back and forth, and he's like, "It's what keeps me alive," and she's like, "No, it's what keeps you alone." And then, of course, they bang it out on the beach, and then in the bed, and then God knows where else. Before they go off on their mission, and then she's like all sated and like, "Oh, now I'm happy," and I'm like, okay, whatever, chica. But I like Natalia. I think she's a good one. Yes. So, Walter PPK. Only 3 men I know use such a gun. I believe I've killed 2 of them. And then he's like, lucky me. See, like, the writing of I clicked on the wrong picture, if y'all can't tell. I was trying to click on the Natalia one. But this is a great picture. And, guys, like, this scene, the tension, the comedic relief, the wit, all of it, like, it's the scene. Like, look at how tight this scene is. I mean, he's not even really in focus. It's the stakes are there, the drama is there, all of it's there, and it's just fantastically done. I absolutely loved this scene so much. It kicks ass, quite frankly. Is it on this side? Oh, doop. There we go. Look at it. Natalia, and on the top, you gotta love it. Just, guys, like, look at this. Like, I don't care she's sexy. Like, she has that dark, seductress, temptress thing about her. And I totally believe that she could crush your ribcage with her legs. Abso-freaking-lutely. She looks like the kind of woman who would enjoy jumping on your chest, cutting off your air supply, and screaming in ecstasy while she did it. And then she also looks like a chick who can handle herself. And she's just got like this different kind of, I'm not really sure what to call it. Like, allure, maybe? Just, she's brilliant, she's capable, but mostly she's lucky. She happened to be in the break room when On a Top and the general came in, right? She just happened to be in the break room. And then she was like, shoot. So she breaks the coffee cup. They hear it. She's like, crap. So she pulls the ventilation down and then hides in the cupboard, which is actually pretty freaking ingenious, right? And then I love On the Top's line when they're walking out and she's like, I had to ventilate someone. And I'm like, I love it. Oh, it's just the characters in this film, they are all they stand out. They have their own personalities. They're capable. They all have a part to play. I mean, it's just fantastic writing and casting, and the ensemble is wonderful. And then yes, so here's the official poster, and I don't know if you guys can kind of see, like there's the map that that they're using while they're trying to track GoldenEye and everything like that. So we've got that, yeah, so that's the official poster. Like, remember when posters, they gave you sort of a hint as to what they were, what you were about to see, and you're trying to figure everything out, and you're like, man, I don't know what this is, but like I want to watch it. I want to watch whatever is going boom right here, and I want to know why. Oh man, it's just so fantastic. Look at the promotional shots for this film. Like, man, Bond girls, I'm sorry, not a one. Eva Green, like, okay, so I have a severe girl crush on Eva Green, probably to an unhealthy level. I think that she is just ethereal and like otherworldly beautiful. And I would absolutely love to have that kind of grace and poise that she does. And I accepted that I won't. But even she was not on the level of Bond girls that previous Bond girls had been. And I'm not saying that to be insulting, but like, I mean, they don't make Bond girls like they used to. They really don't. Just oof. But like, look at it. It's sexy, it's sizzling, it's scintillating. They had excellent chemistry. Excellent chemistry. I love watching them just play off of each other because it feels natural. You can tell that they have like this respect for each other. But also they have like this genuine banter. And it's so fantastic to watch because we don't get that a lot nowadays. Now it's either you get the girl who thinks that being a witch with a B somehow is acceptable for a personality, and it's not. Or you get like the cardboard, non-emotive, potato sack wearing plank of wood, but they're absolutely brilliant and they can do everything better than Bond and they don't need Bond. And you know, like that whole line from M in the trailer where she said it and he proves her wrong at every turn. Like, yeah, he's a misogynist. Yeah, he does his own thing. But he still gets shit done and you still need him. And what he does, it's effective. It works and it keeps his ass alive. Which is very important in his line of work. It's very hard to spy when you're dead. Because, and that's the other thing. Like, I swear to God, modern James Bond movies have forgotten that he's a spy. He is not a traditional action star. He's a spy. So that means he needs to gather intelligence and information, and he needs to know basic, like, locking mechanisms and nowadays, like computer science and all of these different things. But like he wasn't the one on the train that was spiking Boris. Boris, by the way, is the other worked with Natalia before On the Top and the General showed up and murdered everybody and stole the GoldenEye. But so she goes head to head with Boris, her former co-worker, who tricked her into meeting him so that he could turn her over to On the Top. And then, of course, they both end up in the stealth helicopter. And then Bond has to get them out of it. But she is the one who is spiking Boris. She's the one who's the computer genius. Like, and she asks him, like, straight up. And she's like, do you know how to do this? And he's like, no. And she's like, good, then we go together. Like, she's just very factual about it. Like, she didn't say, I can do this and you can't. She was like, do you know how? And he was like, well, no. And she's like, good, then we go together. And then, you know, when Wade shows up, so Wade is one of Bond's contacts. Wade shows up and he's like, "You're looking for a dish the size of like 3 football stadiums? It doesn't exist." And she's like, "I know it does." And then, of course, we find out that the dish was under the lake, and that's why nobody could see it. It's all really, like, you have to suspend disbelief, but technically this could all work, which just makes it that much better. And you truly believe that these dudes were evil. And quite frankly, the fact that it came down to robbing a bank, all Alec wanted was the money, and he's like, "No, this is what's owed me." Like, he wanted reparations, dang it. He wanted reparations, even though MI6 took him in, trained him, taught him everything he knows, gave him a purpose in life. He was like, "Nah, F it." Though, to be fair, I mean, the British government did abandon his family and his people. So there's that. Look at this. Look it. Ah, I love it. He looks like he's about to go do some, like, he's got utility pockets. I don't even care what is in the utility pockets. It's the fact that he has them. So I believe that he could have a map, a compass, a doohickey, an extra gun, one of Q's, I don't know, maybe it's an inflatable vest with a parachute in it. You don't know at this point. You just know that he has the ability to get to it if he needs it. See what I mean? So, like, we still have the suave, debonair, suit-wearing, tank-driving 007, right? Ta-da. Ooh, yes, right there. Look at that. Still rocking the tuxedo and the bow tie. Excellent, excellent. But when he's got to get down and dirty and into the nitty-gritty, he is not going to ruin his suits. Man knows what's up. He knows how to dress for the occasion. Right? So that's all the girl wants. Just know what. Yes, a collapsible fishing rod, Chris Persia. Absolutely. It is very similar. Yes, Program. I worked with many so I worked with a lot of I worked on a lot of survival vests. I'll say that. Yeah, he did have the most kills of any Bond. He really did. And he was precise with it. You've got to freaking love it. Like, he's just the pacing of this film is something that's also very impressive. It gave you time to breathe when you needed to breathe. It was informative, but it wasn't like throwing up dialogue and oh man, what's that called? I can't remember. My brain has gone boop. But yeah, so you're not just getting like a whole bunch of dialogue thrown at you and then you're expected to just take that and run. Like, you get this film does a great job of showing you rather than telling you, and then putting all the pieces together. Like, when this show starts, you can completely tell that there is a relationship between 006 and 007 just from their banter in the opening. Sean Bean and Pierce Brosnan have excellent chemistry together. They like, when he's like, "You're late, 007," and he's just like, had to stop off at the does he call it the toilet or the loo? I can't remember. I had to make a stop, 006. And then, like, you know, they're like, so clearly they've got some kind of camaraderie going on, right? So we didn't need a 3-minute dialogue explaining that they're close. We could tell that they were close, you know. And I found it interesting. 006, so Alec speaks Russian and holds the gun to James's head, and he's like, and James's response is, "I'm alone." And he's like, and then of course Alec mocks him, and he's like, "We're all alone, James." And it's just, Sean Bean is just such an excellent bad guy. I freaking love it. Like, this intro scene where the banter, the chemistry, the dialogue, when he thinks that Alex gets shot in the head, his like reaction and everything, freaking beautiful. It's like he's livid, but he doesn't let revenge blind him. He's like, "I still got to get out of here in one piece. I still have to escape. Alec is dead. There's nothing I can do. So here I'm gonna set the timer. I'm gonna drop the timer down, right? Because he thinks Alec's dead. He's convinced that Alec is dead at this point. And then when they reunite, because he's like, take me to him. And then on the top is like, fine. And then drives him out there. And then we get, of course, the iconic, what? No pithy comeback, James? Like, I just... And quite frankly, yes, Jaws is iconic. Nobody is denying that Jaws is not an iconic, wonderful James Bond villain. Nobody's taken anything away from him, or Blofeld, or anything like that. But, I mean, this has got to be one of the best, in my personal opinion, one of the best James Bond villains across the entire franchise, bar none. I absolutely love him. And Sean Bean is such an excellent bad guy. He nails it. Like, he seems dedicated and loyal and all for the cause and for England, James. And then, like, there's so much there. And then you find out that actually, no, he hates England, he hates the Queen, and he hates MI6. And you hear his justification for it, and you still do not pity this man, because he is pure evil. Pure evil. And he just wants him some reparations. But, I absolutely adore the way that they play off of each other. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. I think I'm trying to think one or two maybe. Let me see. Oh man. Uh-oh. I got the yellow. Video is running limited or is restricted in some areas due to content that may not be suitable for most advertisers. Rude much? Anyway, Theodore Pinnock. Have you ever seen Flight Plan? He's in that, and he doesn't die, and that's a good movie. I can do a nostalgic Nirvana of that too, but no, he doesn't, Legionist. That was that is a Hollywood legend. It's not actually true, but he does get more money when he dies. That is true, when his character dies. So he probably likes when he dies. But there's so much to love in this movie, and we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. Ooh, look at how freaking he looks evil here. And he still thinks he's a good guy in this scene, but he just looks wicked. Like, genuinely wicked. I love it. I'm here for it. Oh, man. Next. Yes. On the top. Oh, good stuff. First of all, look at her outfit. She has got the world's longest zipper on her leather pants in a mesh black shirt with leather belts. She's got her weapon strapped over her shoulder in what I can only assume is a black push-up with black leather gloves, and they're in the middle of the tropics, and that is what this woman is wearing. She is just all about the dark, and I love it. And she's, of course, crushing his lungs right now. I think he kind of likes it a little bit. If we're going to be perfectly honest, I think he's a little bit into it. And then, of course, this is the scene where the helicopter is floating up above. That's what she's come down off of. And he's like, she's beating him. She is about to steal his breath. And like Natalia shows up and she doesn't even blink. She's still crushing him with her legs. And she's like, wait your turn. And then she like licks Natalia's face and then like backhands her and sends Natalia off into the wild blue yonder of the tropics. Or the wild green yonder of the tropics. But James Bond, of course, he even deprived of oxygen, he's quick thinking, fast on his feet. How can I get out of this? Sure enough, this is what the man does. He attaches her harness to her back and then starts shooting at the helicopter, which takes off and slams her into a tree. And then the helicopter goes down, right? And then this iconic line, she always did enjoy a good squeeze, from James, is just, is perfection. It's exactly what you would expect. Exactly what you would expect this James Bond to say. And I am here for it 1000%. The writers and like everybody in this show, they trust, that's the other thing. They trusted Brosnan to lead the cast. He is clearly the main character of this film. And everybody else kind of plays off of him. And yet they're still able to stand on their own. They are their own unique characters. And they all have a part to play. But they trusted Brosnan to lead this cast and to stand out even more than the rest of them. And it comes down to him, his love of England, his passion for saving it, his love of MI6, the fact that he is a good man and that he is loyal to, he's a British spy. He is loyal to England. Like they even say, like Alec says, for England, James. And then that's the first time that James is like, no, for me. And then he just lets Alec go and lets him fall to his death, or really his paralyzation. And it's not until he brings down the dish that Alec dies. But oh man, the writing in this movie, it just hits every note and every beat the exact way that it's meant to, like exactly how it is supposed to do it. There's not, normally I can like sort of pick at stuff, but I mean, honestly, this movie is dang near perfect, quite frankly. And it spawned perhaps, well, obviously first-person shooter games are what they are because of GoldenEye on N64. But I would still say that GoldenEye still holds up today and is one of the best first-person shooter games today. Oh, Brogram, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. There's not much left, I promise. I try to keep these between an hour and 15 anyway. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Take care. Have a great night. Omniscient, hey, so you think it's sad that Pierce Brosnan starts with a great Bond movie with GoldenEye and then goes downhill and ends with Die Another Day. I like Die Another Day. I like Die Another Day. I do. I think it's great. I don't know why everybody's pissed about the invisible car. I thought that was epic. I was like, yes, I want a car that that has all these cameras and all these panels that can refract images and make it look invisible. Yes, please. Absolutely give that to me. And then everybody's like, the Ice Palace was over the top. Screw you. Screw you all. That Ice Palace was epic. It was legendary. And Elsa is jealous because she can't build one that nice. I mean, I love Die Another Day. I'm gonna die another day. Here I am. I'm gonna get hit for singing freaking James Bond theme songs. I love it. And I think that Halle Berry, she was supposed to get her own spin-off of that series for Jinx. I mean, hold on. I know we're not covering Die Another Day, but you cannot tell. I'm telling you. I am telling you. They do not make Bond girls like they used to. Do not tell me that I know I wanted this swimsuit. Like when I saw this scene, you bet your ass I wanted this swimsuit. I was like, damn, yes, all of the yes. Like, yes. Yes, thank you. Carry out, like, Please, more, please. Like, first of all, Halle Berry is just drop dead freaking gorgeous. But also, how beautiful is that swim? Like, it's perfect. She looks fabulous. It's wonderful. And I completely believe that evil bad people would go to Cuba to get secret surgery to restructure their entire face to hide their true identity. I 1,000% believe that. Why not? Oh man, like just breathtaking. And I'm sorry, but oh man, Miranda. So I think probably I can't say she's my absolute favorite, but Rosamund Pike as Miranda in Die Another Day. Oh man, she was so good. Like, it was kind of not exactly like having Alec again, but she was, the fact that she was able to trick all of those people into believing that it wasn't her and everything. Oh man, I thought that was great. Like, even though you can see that twist coming, you're still kind of hoping it doesn't. And then it does, and you're like, oh, okay. And then, guys, that fight between Rosamund Pike and Halle Berry, come on. I love, like, how can you not love it? Oh, man. When she puts the knife through her chest, just like straight up kicks the shit out of her. I'm here for it. See, I love Bond. I love it so much. Like, look at this. Yes, I don't know why you're holding it that way, but you know what? We'll chalk that up to Hollywood flair, because Hollywood likes to do that a lot. But like this right here, in my honest to God opinion, and I can't make it get much larger because, okay, here, we'll do it this way. Boop, 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 boop. Look at that. It's so perfectly executed. And she's like stunned because she's a fencing champion, yo. She's a fencing champion, and she just cut a dagger through the heart. I'm here for this chick fight. I don't know what everybody's problem is with Die Another Day, but I do not have a problem with it at all, whatsoever. I like the idea of Icarus. I like the idea of using the power of this. Like, if you could harness the power of the sun, whew, you'd be a terrifying mofo, that's for sure. Look at this one. Y'all. I love it. I love that there's swords in this. I really do. This fight scene, this fencing scene, epic. Absolutely epic. I have no idea what everybody's deal with anything is, but one second, guys. I'm being paged. Sorry. Hold on. Entertain yourselves. I'm back. Sorry. The tiny humans were having a screaming competition. I thought somebody was dying, but no, they're fine. They were just trying to see who could scream the loudest. Yeah, there was that. Yes, you heard they were outside. You heard them through 2 doors. So you can understand why I thought something was wrong. But yeah, no, they were just having a screaming competition because let's just give mommy a heart attack. That's fun. But yes, so Die Another Day. I'm gonna just do James Bond movies for the next weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. Because I love James Bond. But I love it. And I think that the chase scene is one of my, hang on. When they're chasing each other through the ice palace, I love that scene. First of all, like, it's not all jagged and jarring like freaking Born Identity. I hate shaky cam, and that needs to die a death. But like, look at this shot. It's just beautifully done. It's a beautiful car. That's a beautiful scene. Look at this. I love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. I do not understand. Oh God. I have a thing for Aston Martins. Like, you can't tell me that that's not a sexy car. Whew. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. That's beauty right there. And it can go invisible, which means you don't have to worry about it getting stolen. Oh. But now that we are back on GoldenEye, I'm gonna have to do a Die Another Day, because anybody that hates that movie, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You've allowed mainstream media to cloud your judgment. I loved it when it came out, and I love it to this day. I was not a fan of Casino Royale when it came. I have not been a fan of any of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Some of the theme song, like Skyfall's theme song, was pretty decent. But like, honestly, it just hasn't felt like James Bond. It's felt like this weird amalgamation of like Jason Bourne and, this is going to sound so bad when I say it, but have you guys ever seen the TV show Blue Bloods or like Law and Order or something like that? That's kind of what it felt like. It felt like it was your crime or your cop series show mixed in with some Jason Bourne. I've not been a fan. But God, yeah, just love me some Pierce Brosnan, and I love his Aston Martin. Like, ooh, I'm here for it. But like, just look at that. This was a man who loved to play James Bond. Absolutely. Just, he fit it to a T. I love it. And I love that. But I think what I'm getting at, folks, if you haven't picked up what I'm throwing down, go watch GoldenEye. Go play GoldenEye on N64. Oh, Retro Blasting had a vote, and Dalton had the best Aston. Yes, I agree. I 1000% agree. I actually like the BMW Z8, even though it's German. I got a thing for the Aston Martin. It sits in my soul, and I love it. But guys, I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do, because I usually get struck. Like, I've already got a warning. I'm gonna have to go see who I bet it was Bastard. YouTube listened to you. I haven't gotten hit on any of my live streams for weeks, and then you send up the red flag, and now I'm in trouble again. But I'm gonna do the GoldenEye trailer again, but I'll do number 2. So it's basically the same trailer, but it's the teaser version of it, rather. But I just think that that's a great way to end tonight's nostalgic Nirvana. I mean, guys, this GoldenEye has everything. It has fraternity, betrayal, love, lust, loyalty, computers, worldwide global threat and domination, good guys versus bad guys. Heck, it's even got Americans in it. Wade was the first Jinx, FYI. It's got a femme fatale who gets up close and personal. We've got 2 Bond girls like there was meant to be. I mean, it's just gloriousness all around. And quite frankly, you will not have a bad time. Like, this is a perfect Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, any night movie just to chill and watch. You Know My Name was great too. Is top Bond theme. You think so, huh? License to Kill by Gladys Knight is another excellent Bond theme that gets slept on. I agree with that. So I could do a poll really quick. Hang on. Let me see if I can figure this out. I don't think I've ever done a poll before. We'll do my first poll, guys. How does one do this? Oh, there we go. Okay. I think I only get 4. So let's do okay. Un momento, por favor. Let's see. So I swear I can type. Does anybody have any others that they want to add to this? It's a great one. Definitely gets slept on for sure. For Your Eyes Only. Also excellent. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll throw one more in here because I can only have 4. So these aren't the only ones, guys, but I can only have 4. So just realize that whoever wins this poll is not necessarily the overall winner, right? Ask. There you go. There's a poll. You guys should see it here in a second. Skyfall was a great song performance. Yeah, I mean, it's Adele. So it's kind of impossible to not be amazing. But just pick your song. Well, and I will get set up with our outro trailer because I freaking love James Bond and he deserves all of it, everything, all of the things. So, all right. Bam. All right, let's see. What do we got? So I'm going to end the poll because we've gotten 10 votes and there's only 24 people watching. So I'm going to end the poll. Oh, there's 11 votes. So I'm going to end the poll in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So it looks like our winner is For Your Eyes Only, followed by You Know My Name, and then License to Kill and The World Is Not Enough is tied for 3rd. Got 13 votes total. So it's good stuff. That is Snake Eater. I only had room for 4, Theodore. I just went with the first 4, okay? Oh, man. But it was not rigged. It wasn't rigged. I can only ask 4. I'm sorry. Oh man, guys, let me check and see if any more donations came in. They haven't. Thank you everybody that donated, and thank you guys for being here. Your time is very valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. It means a lot. So please have a great night. Go watch GoldenEye. You'll be in for a treat. He drives a freaking tank, guys. A freaking tank. There's a pen that goes boom. There's liquid nitrogen. There's spies. There's deception. There's billions of dollars on the line. And you get to see Cuba. It's good stuff. So, much love. Thank you all. And enjoy the outro that I'm sure I will have to cut out of the replay. Mwah.
When the world is the target
72 hours ago, a secret weapon system was detonated over Seven Iron.
and the threat is real,
GoldenEye exists. A radiation surge that destroys everything with an electronic circuit.
you can still depend on one man.
I want you to find GoldenEye.
3,
Find who took it
2,
and stop it.
1.
Name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time, 007 is facing the ultimate enemy. The man who knows him best.
Hello, James. What an unpleasant surprise.
006.
What's the matter? No pithy comeback?
He was your friend, and now he's your enemy and you will kill him.
There's a satellite in range. Target is London.
Now, the entire world is about to be caught in the crossfire.
See you in hell, James. You first. Kill him.
The pleasure will be all mine.
Did you check her out? Head to toe.
3 clicks, arms the fuse. Don't say it.
The writing's on the wall?
Grow up, 007.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur, a relic of the Cold War.
You know, James, I was always better.
Both of you, stop it. You're like boys with toys.
Trick is to quit while you're still here.
I wouldn't think of it.
Charming, sophisticated secret agent. Shaken but not disturbed.
Get us out of here!
Bond, only Bond. Man just won't take a hint.
You don't need the gun.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
On November 17th, United Artists brings you,
Trust me.
James Bond.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die? That's one trick I've never learned.